If you're over 60, there's a good chance you've been drinking your morning coffee the same way for years. One cup, the same routine, the same first sip. But what if I told you one tiny kitchen spice could completely change the way your body responds to that coffee? Not by changing the flavor, but by supporting some of the natural compounds already inside your cup. It sounds almost too simple, which is exactly why most people ignore it. While millions spend money on expensive supplements, this small spice quietly sits in kitchen cabinets around the world, costing only a few cents. Yet researchers have been studying its natural plant compounds for years. Now here's the part that surprised me the most. The goal isn't to drink more coffee. It's to help your body get more from the coffee you're already drinking, especially after the age of 60, when energy isn't always the same. Digestion becomes slower, blood sugar is harder to manage, and waking up refreshed can feel like a distant memory. Could one simple change really make a difference? Maybe, but only if it's done the right way. Because most people make the same mistake. They drop a clove straight into their coffee, take one sip, notice nothing, and assume the idea doesn't work. The truth is, that's not how this morning routine was ever meant to be used. In today's video, I'll show you why coffee and clove have become such an interesting combination, what researchers have discovered about their natural compounds, the biggest mistakes almost everyone makes, and a simple method you could try at home. But before we get to that, you first need to understand one hidden fact about your morning coffee. Because once you know what happens inside every cup, you'll never see your daily coffee the same way again. Most people think coffee works for one reason: caffeine. That's it. But the truth is, caffeine is only a small part of the story. A properly brewed cup of black coffee contains hundreds of natural plant compounds. Some of the most important are called polyphenol. These compounds have been studied for years because of their antioxidant activity. They help protect your cells from everyday oxidative stress, which naturally increases as we get older. One of the best-known coffee compounds is chlorogenic acid. Researchers have found that it may help support healthy blood sugar metabolism, support normal liver function, and reduce oxidative stress throughout the body. That's one reason regular black coffee has been linked with several healthy aging benefits when enjoyed in moderation. But here's something many people never hear. Those helpful compounds are surprisingly delicate. The way you prepare your coffee and what you add to it can influence how much benefit you actually receive. That's why two people can drink coffee every morning, yet have completely different experiences. One feels alert and focused. The other feels shaky, tired a few hours later, or reaches for another cup before lunchtime. Coffee isn't always the problem. Sometimes it's the way we drink it. Now, this is where one tiny spice enters the picture. Not because it replaces coffee, and not because it's some miracle ingredient, but because its natural plant compounds may work alongside coffee in a very interesting way. Scientists call this a synergistic effect. It simply means two natural compounds may support each other better than either one alone. So, what exactly is hiding inside a single clove that has researchers paying attention? The answer might surprise you, because its most powerful natural compound is something you've probably never heard of before. So, what makes a tiny clove so special? At first glance, it doesn't look impressive. It's small, dry, wrinkled, and most people only use it during the holidays or in baked recipes. But inside every whole clove is a natural compound called eugenol. So, what may actually happen after you start using coffee and clove the right way? The first thing many people notice isn't a sudden burst of energy. It's how steady that energy feels. Instead of feeling alert for an hour and then crashing before lunch, some people find their mornings feel more balanced. That's because black coffee already contains natural compounds that work differently from caffeine alone. And when paired with clove, they may help your body respond in a more comfortable way. Some people also notice changes in digestion. Coffee naturally encourages bowel movement. Clove has traditionally been used to support healthy digestion and reduce occasional bloating. Together, they may help your stomach feel lighter after breakfast. Another area researchers continue to study is blood sugar support. Certain natural compounds found in coffee and clove may help support healthy glucose metabolism, especially when enjoyed as part of a balanced diet. That doesn't mean this drink replaces healthy eating or medication, but it may become one small habit that supports your daily routine. And then there's inflammation. As we age, our bodies recover more slowly from everyday wear and tear. Supporting your body's natural antioxidant defenses may help maintain healthy joints, healthy muscles, and overall wellness. These changes don't happen overnight, and they aren't guaranteed. Healthy habits work quietly, one day at a time. But before you rush into your kitchen, there's one mistake that causes most people to miss these potential benefits completely. In fact, it's probably the exact method you've been using all along. Before you try adding clove to your morning coffee, there are 3 common mistakes you should know about, because even a good habit can lose much of its value when it's done the wrong way. Mistake number 1, using too much sugar. A spoon of sugar may make coffee taste better, but too much added sugar can work against the healthy routine you're trying to build. If your goal is better blood sugar support or steady morning energy, keeping added sugar to a minimum is often the better choice. Mistake number 2, turning coffee into a dessert. Flavored syrups, extra whipped cream, and sweet creamers may taste great, but they can also add large amounts of sugar and calories before your day has even started. For many adults over 60, simple is often the smarter choice. Now here's the mistake that surprises most people: dropping 1 whole clove directly in a hot coffee, taking a few sips, and expecting amazing results. The truth is, whole cloves are extremely hard. Their natural compounds aren't released instantly. Without the right preparation, very little of what makes cloves special ends up in your cup. That's why some people try this once, notice no difference, and never try it again. The clove wasn't the problem. The preparation was. So, what's the right way to do it? There's one simple method that helps bring out the natural compounds without making your morning routine complicated. And once you learn it, you'll understand why preparation matters just as much as the ingredients themselves. Now, let's talk about the method, because this is where most people get it wrong. The goal isn't to throw a clove into your coffee and hope for the best. The goal is to give its natural compounds enough time to be released. Here's a simple way many people prefer. Take 2 or 3 whole dried cloves. Place them in a small pot with about 1 cup of water. Bring the water to a gentle boil. Then reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 5 minutes. After that, strain out the cloves. Now use that warm, clove-infused water to brew your black coffee. Whether you use a drip machine, a French press, or another brewing method, it's a simple extra step, but it may help extract more of the natural compounds found in cloves. If your mornings are always busy, there's an easier option. Lightly crush 1 whole clove, add it to freshly brewed black coffee, and let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes before drinking. While this method may not extract as much as simmering, many people find it more practical for everyday use. Whichever method you choose, consistency matters more than perfection. 1 cup each morning is enough. There's no need to drink it several times a day. More isn't always better. In fact, using too many cloves may create an overly strong flavor and may not provide additional benefits. But before you make this part of your daily routine, there's one important safety reminder, especially if you're over 60 and take certain medications. Don't skip the next part. It could be the most important minute in this entire video. Before you make coffee and clove part of your morning routine, there's something important you should know. Natural doesn't always mean it's right for everyone. And that's especially true after the age of 60. If you take prescription blood thinners or medications that affect blood clotting. It's important to speak with your healthcare provider before using cloves regularly. Cloves contain natural compounds that may influence how blood clotting works. The same advice applies if you're preparing for surgery or recovering from one. Now, let's talk about your stomach. If you have a history of stomach ulcers, severe acid reflux, or ongoing gastritis, black coffee itself may irritate your digestive system. Adding clove won't necessarily solve that problem. Your body always comes first. Another point people often forget: coffee works best when it's part of a healthy lifestyle. It can't replace balanced meals. It can't replace quality sleep. And it certainly can't replace the treatment your doctor has recommended. Think of it as one small habit that may support your overall wellness, not a miracle solution. Now here's something interesting. Many people spend hundreds of dollars every year on expensive supplements without first improving the daily habits they already have. Sometimes, the biggest improvements don't come from adding more products. They come from making smarter choices with the routines you already follow every single morning. And that brings us to one final question. If you decided to try this simple coffee routine tomorrow, what results should you realistically expect? And how long might it take before you notice any difference? Let's talk about that next. So, what should you realistically expect if you decide to try this morning routine? The answer is simple. Don't expect overnight miracles. Your body doesn't change in a single day. Healthy habits work through consistency, not speed. During the first few mornings, some people say they simply feel more refreshed. Others notice that their digestion feels a little more comfortable after breakfast. But remember, everyone's body is different. Your experience may not be the same as someone else's. After a few weeks of making this part of a healthy lifestyle, some people report steadier morning energy, fewer cravings before lunch, and feeling more satisfied with their daily routine. These changes don't happen because of one magical ingredient. They happen because small, healthy habits begin to add up over time. Think about it this way. One healthy choice rarely changes your life, but repeating that healthy choice every morning for weeks or months can make a real difference. The key is consistency, not perfection. If you miss a day, don't worry. Simply continue the next morning. Building a routine is always more important than chasing quick results. And here's one final reminder. Coffee and clove should support a healthy lifestyle, not replace it. Stay active, eat balanced meals, drink enough water, and always follow the medical advice that's right for your personal health. Now, before we finish, there's one simple challenge I'd like you to try. It takes less than 5 minutes, costs only a few cents, and it may become one of the easiest healthy habits you build this year. By now, you've probably realized something important. This isn't really about coffee, and it isn't just about clove. It's about making one small decision every morning that supports your health instead of working against it. After the age of 60, the little things matter more than ever. The food you choose, the way you start your morning, the habits you repeat every single day. They all add up over time. If you decide to try this routine, keep your expectations realistic. Give your body time. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice your energy, your digestion, and how your mornings begin compared to before. Some people even like to keep a small notebook, writing down how they feel each day for the first few weeks. Sometimes, the improvements are so gradual, you don't notice them until you look back. And remember, there's no need to be perfect. If one morning doesn't go as planned, simply start again the next day. Progress always beats perfection, because the healthiest people aren't the ones who never miss a day. They're the ones who keep coming back to healthy habits, again and again. Now I'd like to leave you with a simple challenge. Tomorrow morning, before you make your usual cup of coffee, try preparing it the right way. Take just a few extra minutes. Then pay attention to how your body responds over the next few weeks. You might discover that one of the most valuable changes to your morning was also one of the simplest. As we come to the end of today's video, Remember this. Healthy aging isn't built on one miracle food, one miracle drink, or one miracle supplement. It's built on small choices, repeated every single day. Your morning coffee is already part of your routine. The question is, can you make that routine a little smarter? If adding a simple clove helps you become more mindful about your health, then you've already taken a step in the right direction. Because lasting wellness doesn't begin with expensive products. It begins with consistent habits. If you decide to try this method, give it time, stay consistent, and always pay attention to how your own body responds. We're all different. What works well for one person may not feel exactly the same for another. And that's perfectly normal. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever added clove to your coffee before? Or is today the first time you've heard about this simple morning habit? Leave your answer in the comments below. I read as many of your comments as I can, and they often inspire future videos for this community. If you found today's video helpful, please take a second to like the video and subscribe to Senior Age Wellness for more simple, science-informed tips that support healthy aging after 60. And if you know someone who enjoys coffee every morning, share this video with them. It could introduce them to a new habit that's easy to try and simple to remember. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself, take care of the people you love, and I'll see you in the next video.